Today we are going to talk about a hook. A hook is a special function that lets you hook into React features. We will talk about the useState feature, which is a hook that lets you add React state to a function component. Earlier, if we had to add state to a functional component, we had to convert it into a class component. But with React above version 16.8, we can use hook inside the existing functional component and manage state without converting it. So we have to import the use state at the top of our component. In functional component, there is no this, so we can't assign state using state here. So we use hook state directly inside our component. Use state declares a state variable. So we are calling our variable color and the function we use to update it is setColor. Then we will assign it to use state and we will insert our initial state that is read inside the argument. Use state is a way to use the exact capacities that this dot state provides in a class. Now we will write our return statement inside a div tag where we will return an h1 tag saying my favorite color is, and inside curly braces we will write down color. Normally, variables disappear when file exits, but state variables are preserved by React. State generally refers to the data or properties that need to be tracked. Now let us start our development server and we can see the output of our h1. Now we will not be using the class component world.js, so let me just remove that from app.js and now we can see the output of only hello.js. Now let us go ahead and add a button that will change the color of our statement. We will name the button change to blue and we can see our button has appeared on our local host. But our button does not work now. So let us go ahead and add onClick function to it. Now we use the setColor function to change the color to blue. Remember, it returns a pair of values. The first one will be the current state and it will also update the function. So setColor is our function that updates the value to blue. Now if we save the file, we will get the exact output. Let's also add a console.log and inside that we will pass the argument color. Now if we save the file, we can see that we get the output color in the console also. This is very similar to this.state and this.setState in a class. We could create multiple state hooks to track individual values. So let us add a few more hooks here. Let us add a brand, set brand and set it to the initial value of Audi. Another hook saying model and set its initial value to Q3. To update our state, we use our state updater function. We have named it setColor in the previous example. React remembers the current value inside useState and between re-renders and provides the latest value for the function. Now let us modify our h1 and use all the three properties here. So the first one will be color, the second one will be model and the third one will be from brand. If we save this file, then everything works pretty much the same as it was working earlier. useState can be used to keep a track of strings, numbers, booleans, arrays and objects and even any combination of the aforesaid. We could also use one state and include an object instead of including so many multiple state hooks. So now we are tracking an object, we need to reference that object and then the properties that we want to render in the component. So let us create our object. We will name our object car here and the function will be named setCar. Inside it we will have three properties. The first one will be color, the second one will be model, and the third one will be brand. And we will set all of these to their initial values. To separate the properties, we will use a comma in between them. If we want to store two different values in state, we can also call useState twice. So this is an advantage of the useState hook. Now we have created our object. We will also use it inside our h1. So first we need to create the object reference and then we have to add the property. That is, we will add car.color, car.model and car.brand. Now we are getting an error because there is no set color function. So we need to remove that. So let me just remove that line and now we get our output. We still want our button to change the color of the car from red to blue. So we need to do a few changes here. First, the set color function is not applicable here as there is no set color function anymore. We have commented it out, so it will not work. So let us make these changes here. So we will create another function update color which we will use in our button. So we write const update color and we will assign it to an arrow function and write set car previous state and then we will change the previous state. When state is updated, the entire state gets overwritten. So if we just want to update the color, we only have to call the set car function and remove the brand and model from the state. So we have to use the spread operator here. You can read about the spread operator. It is an ES6 function and now we will change the color to the blue. Our update color function updates the state color to blue. We have made a small mistake as the blue is not inside inverted commas. So we will change that and then our error will be fine. So now if we save the file, we get the output and our button also works fine. So that's it for today.